Hello, everyone. My name is Allianna Schneider, and I am the chef here, Key Cellular Nutrition. And tonight we are making one of my favorites. We are making shrimp scampi. I love this recipe because it's quick, it's simple, and you wouldn't even know that it's gluten-free, and it's really good for you. All right, so before we get started, I'm gonna walk you through all of our ingredients, what we're using here, a few of my favorites, a few of my tips. I have some ghee on the stove that I'm melting real quick. So we are using Jovial cassava noodles. These is my go-to brand for all of paleo, AIP, Whole30 cooking. I love this because it's made of cassava, so there's no grains in it. It's naturally grain-free. You can get it on Thrive Market. You can get it at Whole Foods. You can get it almost anywhere. And then I'm using ghee as my sauce. So ghee is just a fancy word for clarified butter. So a lot of people that maybe can't tolerate necessarily milk products or regular dairy, they can tolerate ghee because ghee doesn't, all the proteins that typically are bothersome for a lot of people, like lactose and casein, are removed. So that's why a lot of people who are dairy free can still actually have ghee. It's a staple in my house. I go through so much of it. You can buy it at the store. You can make it yourself. Making it is definitely a little bit more economical. Maybe that's something we can do on our next live together. All right, so I have some shrimp thawed out. The shrimp is wild caught. I always suggest using wild caught versus farm raised. It's the best for us, has the most nutrients. I like to get mine from Butcher Box, but you can get it anywhere. We're going to use some lemons to give this flavor. This is going to really flavor this recipe, and it's a staple in shrimp scampi. And then I have some fresh herbs to put on top. I like to keep my herbs in a glass jar like this, kind of like you would a plant or a flower, because it keeps them fresh and you can have them a lot longer. All right, so let's get started. I have my pan here. I put some ghee in it already, so we're ready to go. I'm heating up my pan. I'm using a non-toxic pan. I love the one-place pans because they're super easy to clean up. They're non-toxic and things don't stick. So I don't know about you guys, but I have been through a trial and error with so many pans in the search to find the best pan where things don't stick and it's just overall good quality. And this has by far been the best. All right, so I'm heating up my ghee. I already cooked my sauce today because I knew that would take a little bit longer. When you're cooking the Jovial noodles, I like to add a little bit of oil in with it, whether you avocado oil, coconut oil, whatever you like, and a little bit of salt. That prevents the noodles from sticking. All right, this is heating up, getting all over the pan. I'm going to juice my lemons. And for those of you joining us, feel free to ask questions throughout the demo. We will be reading the questions that are in the Dr. Cole's Facebook group only. So we won't see them if you're in the Instagram group, but you can head over to the Facebook page for Key Cellular Nutrition, Dr. Cole, and we'll be answering all the questions there. So I'm rolling the lemons before I juice them. And there's a few reasons why I'm doing this. Because it gets the juices going and it makes these softer. So have you ever had a lemon that feels kind of hard and when you juice it, like nothing comes out, right? So you want to make sure that you roll it and that will help it juice better. All right, so I'm juicing it into a bowl. If you have a lemon juicer, you can juice into that. I'm just using a bowl today. And then I'm fishing out any of the little lemon seeds. All right. I love the lemon juice because it adds so much flavor. Okay. So I'm going to fish out the seeds here. Let's see. Put them on my cutting board. They're running away from me. All right. So now I'm going to mince my garlic. I love using this hand pressed garlic mincer. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them almost anywhere. They also are now making some that you can roll out your garlic, which is pretty cool. Or you can simply chop your garlic with a knife. It's all comes down to whatever you prefer. So I'm mincing this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife. So I'm going to show you guys so you can see. I'm just going to scrape it so I can get all the garlic out. When it comes to cleaning these things, you'll see that they're on the back end side. There is like rubber padding. You want it and you want to push the garlic out, and that'll help you clean it. All right, so I'm going to add my garlic to the pan. It's going to sizzle. I'm going to add my lemon juice. And I have it on medium heat. Put this on. I'm going to add my shrimp to the pan. And now I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to cook it for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. So as far as the sauce with this recipe, like I said, it's a ghee-based sauce. I put extra ghee in here. That's what the recipe calls for online, and that's what we'll pour over the pasta. So I'm going to chop up some fresh parsley. Do we have any questions in the Facebook group? No questions so far? Okay. I'm going to chop up the fresh parsley. I love the way it smells. So delicious. I love adding fresh herbs to almost all of my dishes. I think it just, it makes them look prettier, smell better, and just makes them more appealing overall. So why not? I always keep fresh cilantro and fresh parsley in my fridge. And like I said, keep it in a glass mason jar because that will prolong its life. There's nothing worse than buying all those herbs and then realizing 2 to 3 days after you buy them, oh my gosh, these have gone bad. So I'm cutting the fresh parsley. I have some red pepper flakes here to add some spice to the shrimp. We'll put that on top. I'm going to give these a little twist, flip. Okay. So when it comes to reheating this dish, so it comes down to personal preference and what you like. You can reheat this 2 different ways. So I love to reheat things on the stovetop or in the oven. I think it tastes so much better than putting things in the microwave. I'm not a fan of the microwave, but you certainly can heat it up in the microwave. So if I'm reheating this, I'm just going to put it back in the pan with a little bit extra ghee, get the pan medium hot, and I'm going to throw it in there, and it reheats really nicely. When it comes to reheating fish and prepping fish, I like to eat it within 2 days. That's the best typically to keep it fresh and ensure that it's still good. All right, let's check on this. So we're going for about 3 minutes on each side, give or take. This, I wish you guys could smell the sauce because it smells amazing. So the thing about shrimp is, you ever notice when you buy some shrimp, it's gray versus some shrimp, it's pink, whether it's wild caught or not. I've noticed this with wild caught, it can be gray or pink. It's because some of it can be pre-steamed or pre-cooked, and once shrimp becomes cooked, then it'll change its color. So shrimp will become brighter in its color the more cooked it is. So that's one thing you can look for as you're cooking it to know if it's done. All right. Sauce here. I'm going to mix in my noodles because I already cooked these. I had these ready to go. I'm just going to mix these in with the sauce. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. These noodles are great, by the way. I was thrilled when Jovial came out with these because for years there wasn't an alternative pasta noodle for the autoimmune protocol or for the Whole30 because most of them were veggie, which are great, but sometimes we really want that pasta-y consistency texture. These noodles definitely do the trick. They have them in like a rigatoni, I believe. They have them in macaroni noodles. And I think they even have them in like our rice. So they're great. I'm adding the pasta in here, mixing this up. All right, I'm gonna dump in my red pepper flakes. Totally optional. If you don't like red pepper, skip it, but I love adding a little kick to it. I'm gonna add my fresh herbs. Yeah, it smells amazing. I'm gonna give it another little spin. I'm gonna put this back on, let it sit for a minute. And I think that was less than 10 minutes, and that's dinner for the whole entire family. So, takeaways here. You can still cook delicious food fast. It's quick, it's easy, and it's good. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. You know where to find the recipe. We'll put the recipe link in the comments on the live. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on the Facebook page. We are here to help you, and I'm so excited to cook with you guys again soon. Thanks for joining.